And now to the latest on a developing story. A SWAT officer shot a suspect hospitalized after a shootout.
Wilmington police say Malik Thompson opened fire on officers when they tried to serve a search warrant this morning. WECT's Ava Bringor joins us now live from the intersection of 11th and Wright Streets where that shooting happened. Ava, what's the scene now?
Well, Fran, these boarded up windows behind me are really the only evidence that a shootout happened here. This street looking vastly different right now than it did just a few hours ago. Now, here is the latest information that we know. Police tell us SWAT team members were attempting to serve a search warrant to Malik Thompson at this home before 6 this morning. We're told they threw a distraction device into the home, and that's when Thompson started shooting. Officers then fired back, critically injuring him. Wilmington Police Chief Donnie Williams says they've been investigating Thompson for a while, and the officers knew this mission would be risky, and ultimately one SWAT team member was shot in the vest, but not seriously hurt.
There are no injuries on behalf of the officers. There are no serious injuries with our officers. We have requested North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations come in and conduct an investigation regarding the use of force.
Searching this home, officers found over 400 dosage units of fentanyl and cocaine, and Thompson is no stranger to law enforcement. He also has gun and assault charges.
All right, Ava, you talked with some neighbors there today. What do they have to say about all of this? It was a shootout.
Well, Fran, I mean, they're obviously stunned. People I've spoke with say this is a relatively quiet neighborhood, and something like this just doesn't happen. Obviously, that has all changed this morning.
All right, Ava, thanks so much.